I honestly didn't expect the Warlock UA to drop before my Warlock guide, but here we are. I hope that video is still useful to you guys. That was supposed to be evergreen content, but this has kinda made it browner. I remember when I made the Ultimate Kobold guide, 3 days later, a new Kobold UA came out, and it ruined everything. So I might be cursed, and I might be making D&D worse now for you guys. So I'm never gonna make an Ultimate guide ever again. Welcome to Pack Tactics, where the grass is actually greener on the other side. Out of all the classes, Warlocks got the biggest changes. And I have a hard time understanding why they did this. The 5e Warlock is like the best design class in the entire game. Why did they make such a dramatic change? Why didn't they do this to Rogues? Rogues literally get nothing. To me, 5e Warlocks as a class is what Wizards of the Coast should strive towards for any class. It has reasonable durability, limited capability of Nova, and it's just overall quite balanced compared to other full casters. It's really good. But in this playtest, they're just basically a brand new class. They're now a half caster, and they do not recharge spell slots on a short rest. This looks more like a paladin or a ranger. Anyways, the reason for this dramatic change is the following, and let me quote. The most requested change for Warlocks has been for them to be able to use their spells more often. They therefore now cap out at 15 spell slots instead of 4. This is just incongruent with reality. Warlocks capped out at 4 spell slots of maximum level, which recharge on a short rest. Now, part of their arsenal is made out of spells of lower levels, and can only be recharged through a long rest. If we think about it a little bit, you only need 3 short rests to have more than 15 spell slots. 3! Now, I know some tables have a hard time taking short rests, but to me, it just doesn't make sense. How do you run out of spell slots, but not out of HP, which would force you to short rest and spend hit dice? The likely answer I can imagine is they're wasting spell slots on already won fights. Either way, I just do not understand the logic here. How does people want more spell slots become people must want them to be half casters and not keep their recharging spell slots mechanic? That doesn't make any sense. If you want to give them more resources, then just increase the pack slots. Here we have 5e Warlock. As you can see, you have 2 pack slots for a very long time. And then finally at level 11, you get 3 pack slots. This is a very painful progression, and is the #1 thing people complain about. It's okay if you move the 3 to level 6, and then 4 at level 11. Anyways, we gotta start the video. This Warlock uses the Arcane spell list. That's quite a boost. Kobold, I wanna hear the features! Fine then, we'll skip ahead, but one more thing. They get proficiency in medium armor, and that's good. Now for boons. Overall, I like the changes given to pact boons. They all get pact-specific upgrades at later level, which for the most part encapsulates other Eldritch invocations. Pact of the Tome looks mostly the same, except at 5th level, you basically get Agonizing Blast. This frees up a slot for another invocation. Pact of the Chain now gives you the option between creature types instead of a choice of different stat blocks. You get to pick one with minimal differences, and at level 5, you basically get Voice of the Chainmaster for free. I really like the Voice of the Chainmaster parts, but I don't like how the familiars are so samey. It's weird because they did add cool differences between them, but it's locked behind an Eldritch invocation called Favor of the Chainmaster. To me, it would be more logical to make this the free upgrade instead, or at least something similar. Pact of the Blade seems to have taken heavy inspiration from Hexblade, and I generally like all the changes, especially Returning Weapon. Though honestly, 4th edition did it better. All magical thrown weapons return after you attack with them. The upgrade of nearly extra attack also makes sense. This is an essence of Thirsting Blade. I do like all of them, but making all of these features into spells is not a good idea. They just aren't spells, and it just makes it more convoluted when trying to figure out what you can and can't do. There's just more flipping around. Another part of the pack boon is that Warlocks now get Eldritch Blast as a class feature. Its power only increases with your Warlock level. which makes the spell a lot worse for multiclassing. I'm fine with this. Another relevant change is to Repelling Blast, which only works on creatures large or smaller. By the way, I forgot to mention this in the weapon video. The push weapon property doesn't have the horizontal restriction. Here we go. Here's something I don't like. Hex is being shoved into everyone's faces as a class feature. Especially now because they nerfed the first level version of it. Basically, the only level at which the spell was worth casting. The extra damage is only once per turn now. And yeah, I do know that the damage increases over levels, but they will need to make a lot of spells a lot worse to make it worth casting at those levels. Especially now, considering that Warlocks now get access to basically all spells sorcerers and wizards get access to. And finally, your choice of Pact Boon now influences your spellcasting ability. I really like that. I don't think it's going to be very badly balanced or anything. And I also know a lot of people who want this, and I think that's fair. Another change is to Mystic Arcanum. Instead of being class features, you can now pick it up more often, but through Eldritch Invocations. In return, Warlocks now get one more invocation in their lifetime. The thing is, if you want to try to remain close to 5e Warlock's progression of spell slots, you will most of the time need to spend 2 invocations on Mystic Arcanum, sometimes 3, and at the end, 4. That's not good. There's one final invocation I want to talk about before moving on, namely Gaze of Two Minds. I'd like to say that I am heavily against the changes to this Eldritch Invocation. You can cast spells from your space or the creature space. This is insanely bad gameplay. Optimization is going to turn into pick this and snipe. Just like the Scribe Wizard's stupid book, this incentivizes someone to not be in the dungeon while playing Dungeons & Dragons. You should be close to the danger when in combat. You should be on the map. Like, just imagine putting this on someone else in your party while you just chill in town. Or worse, you can have an entire party of Warlocks that hire a squad of goons that go into dungeons for you. At level 5, you've basically already won the game. Alright, let's see what's next. Capstone. You can cast Hex without expending a spell slot. This is a Reddit tier feature that's gonna troll a lot of people. This is a really good meme. I love it. This capstone sucks. Let's just jump to the subclass right away. Fiend Patron. Expended spells are now immediately prepared, and you can cast one of them for free once per long rest. I like this. This is cool. Kobold, where's Fireball? I want Fireball on this list. Good question. It looks like they replaced it with Fear. But I would rather have Fireball prepared, especially because I could cast it once for free. By the way, every Warlock can pick up Fireball now. But still though. Kobold, they ruined the Fiend Warlock. No Fireball, what the heck? I 100% agree. What the heck, Wizards of the Coast? Noobs of the Coast! Noobs of the Coast. Anyways, Dark One's Blessings was slightly buffed. Same with Fiendish Resilience, Dark One's Luck, and Hurl Through Hell 2. All of this is okay. We're now at the end. I personally don't like this Warlock. I do think there's a lot of cool things here, but the changes to spellcasting bothers me because 5e Warlock is really unique mechanically. I really don't like this long rest semi-half-caster stuff. But to be nice, I'm not saying they should scrap it. I think they could turn this into a brand new class instead, like a Spellblade or something. They most likely will never do that, but it's just an idea. I hope you guys agree with me because I want the old Warlock to stay. Anyways, we're now finished with the playtest. Time to make normal content. One more thing before I leave. Next playtest, I want to see all of the spells in the game. I feel like that's the most important right now. Anyways, end of video. Bye-bye!